Hey everyone, this is Nukin again from Team Skunk Republic, bringing you another How to Do Heroic Tank Raid video. Today we're going to be looking at the Phase 1 team here, and it's going to be predominantly a Jedi team. You can run multiple types of Jedi teams, a Anakin lead, a Amagundai lead, a Aayla Secura lead, a Zeta Qui-Gon lead. The list goes on. You can also include Yoda in there, but I went with this team. We have Aayla Secura in the leader position, Amagundai, a Qui-Gon, and Anakin and Ahsoka. So what we're going to do in this video, I'm going to show the mods that I used for this team, and it should become very clear why Aayla Secura is in the leader position. We're going to look at some of the special abilities and uniques from General Grievous and the droids in this phase, and then lastly I'm going to have some gameplay footage and I'll try explaining to you some of my decision making. Alright, so General Grievous is the raid boss for the first phase in the raid. He has a hard-hitting basic, an AoE attack. He has a lot of debuffs that he tries to apply to your team, but the main thing you want to know about him is this unique, and it's called Tactical Maneuvering. In the Heroic Raid, every 7th time Grievous takes damage, another ally will gain full turn meter, have their cooldowns reset, and that ally will also gain taunt for 1 turn. Then there will be a green triangle on top of his head, and that is the buff. And now the buff on Grievous, it'll give him more damage, and if you're hitting the droids, if they're alive, he will gain lots of turn meter if you're not hitting him. Of course, he's a raid boss, so he has the fearsome foe, so he's immune to a few of these debuffs. He has bonus actions and gains a little bit of extra turn meter when he's hit. But that is the rundown on General Grievous. So now moving on to the droid ads, we have IG-100 Magna Guard. Now there's 2 of these droids. They have a decently hard-hitting basic. They have an AoE attack, area of effect attack, that has a chance to expose. And they also have counter chance. So if you hit them, there's a chance that they will hit you back. And the important thing to note here is if they aren't stunned, and Grievous gives them taunts, you're going to be forced to attack them, and they will be attacking you back a lot of the time. So thankfully the last droid ad, the B2 Super Battle Droid, isn't so bad. It's it's kind of similar to the B2 that we know and love in Arena. Has a chance to gain turn meter when you're attacking its friends. Has a basic that doesn't hit too hard. Now the key thing in the raid is that on top of its ability to dispel all buffs, there is a chance to apply ability block, so that may mess you up when you're trying to use your specials. So we're going to highlight some of the mods now. For Aayla Secura, I was running a crit damage set, have a speed arrow, that is a potency mod. I have a crit chance triangle. She needs crit chance to be able to stun. And I'm running a tenacity cross with some potency there to help apply the stun as a secondary. For Amagundai, I am also running a crit damage set with a crit chance 2-piece, running a speed arrow here. For the triangle, I am running a crit chance triangle, and for the cross, I am running a tenacity cross for the primary stat. Of course, the squares and diamonds are always offense and defense. For Qui-Gon, I'm running a crit damage set. I hope you're seeing a trend here with a speed arrow. for Qui-Gon here. For the triangle, I am running a crit chance triangle as well. A lot of these Jedi don't have super high crit chance, especially Qui-Gon. And a tenacity cross, another trend we're seeing. Tenacity primaries and all the crosses for these Jedi, except for this guy. So I'm also running a crit damage set, but I am not running a crit chance set. I'm running a potency set on Anakin as well, just like Aayla Secura. So I'm running a speed arrow here, running a crit chance triangle as well, and instead of tenacity for the primary, for the cross, I'm running a potency primary. And that is basically, I want Anakin to land that buff immunity on Grievous. And lastly, we have Ahsoka, crit damage set, pretty standard as like the rest of the Jedi. A speed arrow, a little low on stars there, but that's all I had. Offense triangle, you can run a crit damage or crit chance triangle, and a tenacity primary cross. Alright, so we made it to the gameplay footage. Man, I love this opening visual. Every single time we start a raid, this is my favorite time of the raid, just watching this. The Jedi ready to take on General Grievous. Okay, well anyway, what we're going to do here, I'm going to talk a little bit about the team. I'm going to also talk about the gameplay. The beginning is going to be in ×2 speed, just so this video isn't too long, and then I will slow it down towards the end. So the team again is Aayla Secura in the leader position. I have Ahsoka and Anakin the duo, and Qui-Gon and Gundai. Gundai on the right, far right, he provides defense up to your team, which helps with survivability. He isn't too fragile, so he doesn't need to be babysat too much, and he hits very hard against droids. On top, and then he helps your Jedi also do damage because he can defense down on those droids. Qui-Gon, the Jedi to the left of Gundai, he is good. He has a nice assist attack, and he is your backup plan if Anakin fails to land buff immunity on Grievous, and Grievous does get a tactical maneuvering buff, I think, the green triangle on top of his head, then you can use Qui-Gon to quickly dispel that, which is what he's about to do right now. Dispel, very good, and that's great. To the left of Qui-Gon, there is Aayla Secura, and she is good. She's not too fragile as well. She can stun the droid ads, and she can call other droids, Jedi to help her out in attacking, and she has some self-sustaining healing ability because she heals when for the damage that she deals. To the left of Aayla there's Anakin. He is the hardest hitting Jedi, and he is probably the most important Jedi because of that buff immunity that he puts on General Grievous. And he can also give your Jedi offense up, which is pretty good and helps with their damage. Combine that with the crit damage mod sets, you're going to be doing a lot more damage with the offense up. And then very lastly, to the left of Anakin, we have Ahsoka. Ahsoka does some decent damage herself. She has a lot of self-sustaining healing on her basic, and she can heal the rest of your team. She has an AoE heal. So that is the team. Now it's important to know how to use them properly. For B2, sometimes I keep the droid ad alive for 2 reasons. One, every 7 times you hit General Grievous, he gets that tactical maneuvering buff. Now, if you have your weaker Jedi, such as Qui-Gon, who doesn't hit as hard as Anakin, why waste an attack with Qui-Gon on General Grievous when you can use B2 as a whacking stick? So that's one reason. Secondly, if Ahsoka's AoE heals on cooldown, or she's ability blocked and she can't use it, then you kind of have a backup heal in the form of B2. Because of Aayla Secura's leader ability, on top of the tenacity that she brings, your Jedi heal 20% of their max life whenever they resist a debuff. So, and sometimes, you know, if you're a little lucky, B2 can actually heal your team when he attacks you, which is quite often if you're not hitting B2. I like to kill the IG-100s or keep them stunned as much as possible. They hurt quite a bit, but I also sometimes use them as a lacking stick, like I'm doing here. I'm not using Qui-Gon to attack General Grievous. For Ahsoka, I will wait to heal my Jedi when at least 2 Jedi are less than 80% health, maybe 60 or 50 if you want to be a little bit more risky. And that is because if you're healing more than one person, then you're using it to more effectiveness, because it's not a single target heal, it is an AoE heal. It's not too much, but it's combine that with the raid bonuses, and you know, a lot of the Jedi have lifesteal. You can self-sustain to the very end. Now, at the very end of the battle, you want to make sure that if you have any sort of AoE attacks, for example, Anakin has an AoE attack, more than likely General Grievous will be giving one of the droid adds taunt at the very end, and that's because of his unique, and you want to make sure that you're using all your basics on General Grievous at the very end and saving that area of effect to get that last bit, squeeze that last bit of damage on General Grievous. So here's the Enrage. All our Jedi are gonna die now. A few more hits with the basics. He will activate his unique, give B2 taunt. Here we go. And now B2 is taunted, and we saved Anakin's AoE attack to get that last bit of 10k damage on General Grievous. And that is how you phase 1 with your Jedi.